uh, that video that I used to share on Facebook, with Judy Krishnamurti, having heard all this, why don't you change, after he had that long, like about 4 hour talk with all those scientists back in the day. Now, um, uh, guys, accountability, when you're held accountable to your thoughts, words, and actions, that's how the gift of creation is. And when you look at nature and you examine nature, love nature. Um, yeah, that's intelligent to love the essence of nature, the source of nature, the creation of nature. Okay. Respect, balance, harmony. Okay, through understanding. You, like I told you, I sit and I watch the birds, and I think the essence of creation. I thank God that I'm a human being. It's hard enough being a human being with selfish assholes, but it's even harder being a critter. You know, when you sit and watch critters survive, and when you love, critters and nature have a way of reflecting, and when you do right by nature, nature does right by you. When you do wrong by nature, boy, it kicks your ass, right? And you people, yeah, when lots of people are doing wrong by nature, and you have spiders coming in because you're a human being and coming in, and you're not building to last, and it's a spider house. There's all kinds of places for bugs and critters to come in and live, and then feed off of things on you and stuff like that. Well, yeah, then it's going to, if you build to last and you build intelligently, you have a lot less issues with spiders and roaches and so forth. Okay. It all has to do with human dignity and respect and regard for one another and for the gifts of nature. But you understand you're a human being. You're not an animal. Right? And you're all held accountable to the natural, eternal laws of the infinite essence of your creation. We're all held accountable to it. Right? If we blow it all up and are destroyed, then you don't have life through these beautiful bodies, through life sacrifice, to enjoy the gifts of creation and one another. Okay. And to me, that's enough incentive. All this pain, almost all the pain and suffering I've been through. I It's hard for me to look back and say, okay, Earl, you did that one. Okay, your selfishness did that one. Your selfishness did that one. It's hard for me to look back at my life when I can look back and say, oh, I did a really stupid, selfish thing. And I regret it because I was being a selfish cow. No, not even when it comes to sexuality with women. Okay, I never was aggressive or violent or selfish. I cross-mogenated. I cross signals. And then when she said, hey, no, stop, don't, I wasn't Eric Easy and NWA. Just it's a whale's biggest dick. Don't worry, just nobody. I wasn't ever like that. I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said left and right. Okay, well, okay. I didn't stay and say, bitch, you gonna give me that pussy because you brought me in here and said, When she said no, I went, God damn, that hurts. That's not fun. That's not nice. But she wasn't no. Right. She wasn't, I cross motivated. I cross signals. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, okay. I thought this was happening, and alrighty then. And then stopped immediately and just was like, okay, I thought something was going on here, and it wasn't. And that's hard with young women and girls, especially when you're like a 11 or 12-year-old or 13-year-old boy going through puberty with a girl around the same age. That's very hard. Especially in this environment, in this world, being studied by the worst, stupid, self-righteous perverts in the history of any organization that called themselves a religion, and then get on TV and celebrate the Super Bowl over the apocalypse being performed by 2013, right? That's horrible. Wonder what? Brigham Young, I can tell you how much Brigham Young loved, oh my gosh, when they killed his son. He went on a killing spree. The cries of, the people that he that he killed for doing that to Malachi. Um, Most of the relatives weren't sad when Brigham went and killed him. It was like the little girl in Pima County, of her brother. No, he wasn't a victim. It was no. He was a selfish murdering cow, and Malachi protected us from him, and then they all got together and murdered Malachi, and then Brigham went through and said, okay, well then boom. And everybody, the whole county, the whole area, from Cedar to St. George and stuff was a safer place to live when Brigham went on that killing spree after they killed Malachi. Right. A lot of people, there's no written history to support this. The church went through and obliterated all evidence of it. Okay, you will not find a written fucking word. And like what happened with Sun Yat-sen and his wife, you may not be able to find anybody that will corroborate my story. Only I think you will. I think you will. I think people will come up and say, yeah. Somebody will probably walk up to me someday and say, that was my great-great-great-grandfather, Brigham Young was, and he was, and there was a kid that lived or something, or I don't know. I think they were horrible, Yeah. Because it was genocidal warfare. You wipe their seed from the face of the planet. That's how these people were. So when they went to get rid of Malachi, and Malachi didn't have 3 outside children and another wife and stuff like that, He was a man that, women wanted to be around, and he was like his father. He just wanted, I don't want to have to be a husband to more than one wife. It's torture, Dad. It's horrible. It is horrible. When you've got a town with 35 men and 45 women, it's already horrible because the women outnumber the men. Okay, now if the men outnumber the women, that's also horrible. You need balance and harmony and stuff, and so it's really difficult. It's really difficult. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Man, Jeff, I got to send off for those controllers for the other Xbox thing and connect to stuff. I'll try to make I'll still make connections to Cedar. We'll stay connected there to the spirit of that family. Brigham Young was a good man. That's why he went away from Salt Lake and went to St. George, where no one wanted to live because it was too dangerous around he'd rather live around the Navajo and the others that were there. He trusted the people that were native there more than he did the people that betrayed Joseph Smith in Salt Lake City and Provo and all that. And which, given the dynamic of what happened in my life and what's still happening, you see why Brigham Young did. And, and you go to the 49ers facility and you see a descendant from mobster culture have a gladiator culture that they celebrate as greatness. Okay. The best pictures in the whole world live right here. Okay. I understand photographs and, and portraits and things like that. That's a dead moment in time. How many portraits do you have? I mean, the picture that we have from Sears with me and Patrick and Stephanie, I still can't hardly look at that picture because it was a bad day. Okay. The portraits from Olin Mills with me and Patrick and Mom. No, that was a good day. She had us in both denim shirts and denim, because that's all I ever had for clothes, So she got Patrick a little denim shirt and took us down to Olin Mills and had pictures taken. And it was a good day, and he was cute. He was adorable. And, Mom wanted those. Mom was like Barbara. She liked getting those photographs taken, pictures, portraits, family portraits and stuff. And I understand why. It's trying to get a moment in time and catch a moment in time where, you love the kids. And that's when I was 17, it was a very good year. So I understand my mother and I understand Barbara Rose, wanting to try to take those little moments and, good morning yesterday, you wake up and time has slipped away. Suddenly it's hard to find the memories you left behind. Remember the laughter and the cheers, the shadows of misty yesteryears, because I was sitting there looking when I was doing stuff on the computer to try to fart around with my stuff. There's a picture of me from 2012 on the email thing to establish the thing on that computer. By January 22nd, 2013, I'd done everything required of myself to redeem the Gospels, to all those that are faithful. And just goes to show how many people in the world are faithful and believe in Jesus Christ, believe in Muhammad, believe in Abraham, believe in the true meaning of the faith of Genesis and the Ten Commandments and so on and so forth. So it shows this is a sorry, sad condition of human beings that are just horrible. They're just horrible. Mary, Mother of Jesus, I don't care what you hypocrites say, God is the essence of life for all babies. You can't tell me who to marry. You can't tell me who to have children with. That's what happened with Joseph Smith. With men and good women. If I was my daughter, I'd choose a fellow too. Okay, it was a horrible, horrible, horrible enterprise. The United States government was trying to eradicate those people from the face of the planet because Joseph Smith it was okay if a white man took a black man as a wife, even if the women objected. You mean that India, that Pocahontas and that nigger are your wife? Sacagawea is your wife too? Yeah. She's a good woman and she wants her children to live in the kingdom of heaven. So we'll have children and establish the kingdom of heaven here on earth. She's a good woman, right? And when people get like that, God, that happened to David. With all the arranged political marriages that he was forced to get into, or people would come and try to mass murder and stuff, and it was horrible. And you couldn't just sit your wife down and get them away from their old family traditions and social conventions and say, that was the way they did things. Like what even Solomon with Sheba. He could not get her to stop doing that stupid, my son will be king, Kofu, deception, disgrace, he's not one of us, scar. And it's like, it's not like that. It's, once you're a faithful person, then you're the gracious good shepherd of your domicile, and you teach your sons to be that way too. And a woman, don't accept anybody but a gracious good shepherd to have children with, or you will inherit hell, right? It just makes perfect good sense. It's not magical. There's no incantations. There's no secret words. There's no mysteries. It's just 1 and 1 is 2. Life's eternal. Grace is infinite. Philosophize with me one more time, and I will kick your teeth to the back of your fucking head. I'm at my patience after last night and all the stuff about the depression of, Amy's kids and what if you've already lost some to suicide and don't even know it, to you great and powerful Oz? We lost Patrick to suicide. Okay. We lost Patrice's biological father to suicide. Okay. We've lost lots of people in this world that hate your business, your home invasion, and your money, and your inventions and your great ideas to suicide for hundreds and thousands of years. Okay. Life is eternal and grace is infinite. And like I used to tell Amy, if you kill yourself and you kill those kids, this clay, these temples, there will be another person on planet Earth that shares memories with Emily, with Kate, with Natalie, with Noah. Okay? And if all the people that love them and are kind and want to live kind, truthful, faithful, loving lives, okay, commit suicide, who will they turn to if you turn away? Who do I turn to when nobody loves me, right? Spread your wings to New Orleans. take a message to Michael. Um, I, I'd like to say people were trying their best. Michael Leonard, and then the Windmills of Your Mind and stuff like that, and Burt Bacharach and so on and so forth, and Joe Pass and so forth. But guys, and and Gardner, so all these amazing songwriters that made millions of dollars and had millions of followers. Okay, but the Lord's Prayer is right there. Okay, you have Bacharach saying, Lord, we don't need another Meadow. Yeah, we do. Okay, we don't need another Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, and we don't need Las Vegas, New Mexico to turn into a Las Vegas, Nevada. But we do need meadows to last till the end of time. We need rivers and we need mountains. Okay, we need the ore in the mountains to bring in the rain. So we have critters. And critters, I like bacon and eggs. Oh, you bastard. That stupid fucking self-righteous vegan at Walmart. Oh, you kill all those animals you eat. You must never wash out or rub your eyes. And okay. You self-righteous, pompous, arrogant son of a bitch. It's called life of sacrifice. It's very... No one as a human being works harder at making sure the world is a beautiful place for chickens, for cows, okay, and pigs. Or as a redneck would refer to them as steaks, pizzas, and duping eggs, right? And then just about everything okay. Everything just about that grandma made that was good required eggs. Okay. You need eggs for cookies. You need eggs for bread. You need eggs for just about everything that's good and has good food value and stuff has chicken eggs in it, right? Just about everything that I can think of that we country people eat and grow. Biscuits and gravy, you need eggs, right? To make the biscuits and a lot of things. I don't know, just cakes. The cake, you get an egg, right? And if you think you're better, it's like that Baxter Black guy in silver that goes up to the rodeo thing there. He goes, if you love animals so much, why are you always eating their food? And then when you slaughter the tomato, and you know what I'm saying? It's alive. When you eat it, you pluck it from the vine and you eat it. And if you don't eat it when it's alive, you die. So you put your brain on a robot as a self-righteous egomaniac in the Church of Feynman and Hawking at the corner of the Church of Fonzie and the Orville, right? You guys understand what assholes you are, okay? And the other asshole is always a bigger asshole to you. And me, I'm just like, Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. The Waltons. Going to get the turkey and John Boy can't do it. Then the bear comes to attack his father and he shoots that bear. And they had bear instead of turkey for Thanksgiving, which I'm sure made a lot of people upset. Just kidding. I don't know. I've never tasted bear. I'm sure I'd rather have turkey, though. I like turkey. I love turkey sandwiches. I'm not the amazing Mumford. Peanut butter sandwiches, I like. But turkey sandwiches, I think I might love. I'm just kidding around, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. So I have a lot of work that I've done. As far as work to do, I did my job, but I'm not going to acquiesce. I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to back down from anything. Okay. Everybody on TV referring to the documentation of the United States government and their perception of their grandeur through success through economics that talks about God, talks about the Lord. Okay. It's very specific in the book of Revelation that the Lord, during the time of the apocalypse, is the one they call Lord, born of Ralph and Mary in the valley of shadow of death. Okay. You are held accountable to me. Okay. Any words you use, any words that do anything, that reflect anything. If it's constitutional, Constitution is based off of the faith in the Bible of the man who's the word of the mouth, the one who speaks the Bible, the living word. Okay? So if you think you're making this area a safer place for children to live and be in 4-H and have Yolanda stop saying, look, it's beef on the hoof. You're making all the 4-H girls cry, right? They don't. No, it doesn't make the girls cry. Not even the little ones, no. No, they know. Well, Linda was telling me that. She goes, no, they put steroids and fillers and stuff in that. You have to go find other. Yeah. Oh, all they want to do is just make a buck. All the people in 4-H and you do know those are the people that voted for the same president that you vote for, right? It's hard explaining that to my family. Guys, just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. You see why Rockefeller hates just about everybody? He hates people. I hate it. He hated them all. He didn't have a use for any of them. Okay? The only person, he said, you had good people like Krishnamurti and Suzuki and Sun Yat-sen, and then all the assholes kill them. And then you get another kid that's just like him, and all the assholes torture him to death, think he's an egomaniac, and act like he doesn't exist and try to hide him with all the other perverts. And you're like, yeah, he nailed you guys, man. David Rockefeller, wow. He's just sitting and telling me stuff, and I was like, and then the hard part about it was during my grandma's funeral, Jesus sounded just like David Rockefeller. They're assholes, who? All of them. Jesus, you sound like Rockefeller. Uh-huh. Because Jesus doesn't spy on you. Okay? But Jesus is aware. Okay? He's not omniscient and omnipotent, but everybody pays to him in the past and the future. But in the present, you're not praying to Jesus, you're praying to Earl. You want to talk to Jesus? You got to go through me. Let's fuck for the buck stops here. Okay, all you San Juan Hill ass motherfuckers. You want to put your face on a mountain? First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there's no tribalism around here. Okay? I'm not proud to be British. I'm not proud to be Irish. Okay? The only thing I'm proud of is the fact that I'm faithful, trustworthy, kind, caring, courageous, and loving. That's what I'm proud of. I'm not proud of where anybody in my family ate and drank, had sex, and then spoken linguistics. Be it Malaika no campina Malaika oru malori. That don't matter to me. Okay, how you speak in code to fight with the other gang down the street? Take your brigadoon and your coins and go screw yourself over there. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Shut the hell up. And don't stand around asking for praise for all your efforts in philanthropy, you fucking whore and pimp factory bunch of bullshit artists. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain. Don't forget my number. I don't have a number. I don't have a phone number, so you can't call me. You can just watch me anonymously and then feel sorry for yourself at night when you go to bed and cry. Okay? In the wee little small hours of the morning. Okay? If you're charade. Why did I choose you? I gotta go listen to those now, man. They're good. Oh, God, who is this guy? Where's he been all my life? What's his name again? Johnny Hartman. Damn, this guy's good. Yeah. Oh, I know Nancy Wilson had to have liked him. And oh yeah, you can't not. You listen to this guy's, wow. These are sad. Oh my gosh. They're achingly wonderful. This is even this might even be better than little Jimmy Scott singing Angel Eyes. I don't know. That's really good. Okay. Yeah, I got you. But y'all, okay, I'm going to load this one up. I'm going to go check the trash and go get my shots up. And like I said, all those times on Facebook, leave the evil one to me. And, I've got this. I will not waver. I was born to do this. The eternal spirit that provides life to this temple does not waver and will protect your children from your sin with your technology, but I can't protect them from you. Okay? if you take them, keep them away from me, and turn them into murdering, egotistical tribal philanthropists, that's your sin, not mine, right? All right, peace.